welcome back to my channel. So I want to talk about a few different recent Love After Lockup updates, starting with Taylor and Chance. So Taylor posted on her Facebook earlier saying Chance finally got the keys to his new place. Welcome home, and she tagged Chance. And honestly, that's pretty spot on, because the next home we probably see Chance actually have is going to be a jail cell with the kind of charges he has pending right now. So Chance actually responded after a whole bunch of people were tagging him saying, I hope he sees this, and responds. So in typical Chance fashion, it's a little hard to understand what he's trying to say in this comment. But he's just like, it's all good. He said, so somebody that said something else that said somebody else. I want to know, is this dude doing like voice to text when he makes these comments? Or is this just how he types? And he says, okay, so I'm here now. So are we going to talk about it here? Or are we going to talk about it outside of here? And Taylor just kind of, posted a confused emoji. And someone said, drop the mic. And Chance says, I drop the mic every night. Do you want me to drop it on your door, or do you don't know you're not a guy, are you? And then someone else said, you dropped the soap too? Then someone else tagged Chance and said, everyone tag him. And Chance said, please do, everybody, tag me. Just remember, if you're not on those pills, I don't suit up. And I'm not going to lie, it took me a hot minute to try to comprehend what he was trying to say here. But from my understanding, he's trying to say, just remember, if you're not on birth control, I don't use condoms. So I don't know what made him say that. I guess he's just trolling people back and just saying whatever. And then someone else said, he's going to have lots of boyfriends in his new home. And Chance said, well, just in case you didn't realize this, if I was gay, I would be a top. So PSA, everyone, Chance is a top. And it says, so that means they would all be girlfriends because I'm the man no matter what. Does that matter, I wonder? What? I don't know. And then Chaz actually commented. He said, is that room 69 at the Shits Carlton? And Chance responded. He said, I bet I can find a way for you to find out. We would make great roommates. But don't forget, I get the top. And Chaz actually said, I think I'll pass on that. But that was a great response, though. I'm not going to lie. So a few days ago, I was just scrolling through my Facebook, and all of a sudden I see this post from Chance saying, I'm a goofy ass and effed it up with Alyssa because she tried to help me and I wouldn't listen and I done her wrong. I could tell from the jump this was not Chance, because Chance taking accountability, he could never. He could never take any accountability when it came to Taylor. So I just don't see him doing this when it comes to Alyssa, especially when you're a grown man who's in his 40s. And everyone in the comments was even saying, okay, yeah, I can tell this is not Chance, this is Alyssa. And eventually that post was deleted, but it took about a day before he finally deleted it. And then I saw Bobby actually on my Instagram, and she was responding to a comment where someone was saying, oh yeah, Taylor downgraded or something like that. And Bobby responded, she says, you sound dumb. You don't know what you're talking about. Taylor won. She has her house, her kids, her job, a phone, and her vehicles. You know what Chance has? A young girl. They're living out of her car. They don't have a phone. They're not working. And literally Taylor has gotten everything and her peace of mind back and doing better, and she's happier. So who really won? I thought I had this next part screenshotted, but I could not find the screenshot. But one of Chance's family members actually commented under this post that Taylor made today. And they're like, girl, this is wrong. Here you are trying to have you and your followers bully Chance when you know he hasn't done you wrong and he was good to you. And Taylor was like, look, I'm not trying to bully him. He was actually standing right next to me when I saw this picture. And I even asked for his permission permission to post it and tag him, and he said it was okay. So I'm assuming he's most likely over there seeing his son. So it's good to know that they're on at least, good terms to where he's coming and visiting his son, because I think that's really important. And if I was going to be having visitation with a child, I would be having it at Taylor's house and not letting him go out and about with the baby, especially just with everything that's went down this past month. He's got a lot of proving before I would be letting that baby drive around with him. And speaking of babies, Haley recently posted a ultrasound of her twins, and you can see that there's indeed 2 babies in there, so it's very much happening. And we have a update on Dylan. So Dylan actually went to court a few days ago, and the judge turned down giving him a bond. So he's still being held without a bond, and his next court date is not until January 24th, meaning he has to sit in there for a minimum of 2 more weeks before his next court date. And honestly, I think that's what he needs. He needs to sit down and have some time to think, because him just going to jail and getting out within 24 hours, he's not learning no lesson, and he's running back and doing the same old things. And he needs to learn that he's seriously playing with his life. And I think he needs to sit down and reevaluate what he really wants in his life. And meanwhile, his ex, Heather, has been posting a few different maternity pictures, and she's due to have her baby in about a month from now. I noticed Heather actually mentioned Dylan and Marissa in one of her story posts today. So she actually posted a picture that Marissa posted about a year ago of, some bruises and damage that Dylan did to her after a fight. And you can see that in the left picture. And then Heather posts a picture of her after the tire iron incident. And she's like, it's obviously weird how both of us have like the same bruises and our heads are swollen in the same places after we're both done dealing with Dylan. But Heather's incident had nothing to do with Dylan. That was a whole different situation when she was dealing with this Juan guy, when she decided to try to help out a random homeless guy. And he turned on her when she kept trying to get him to get out of her car and leave. And then she posted I guess this is her crotch area, and it kind of shows like a white substance or something that looks like some kind of white something. And she says, just put these pants on in the morning, put the shorts on last night, have not had sex, have reported all this to cops millions of times. So she's claiming that somebody had to take advantage of her in her sleep because she's got this on her crotch area. What I want to know is, when she has this baby, is she going to have Xavier sign the birth certificate? Because she said numerous times that she doesn't know if he's the father or if there's somebody who took advantage of her. Next, I want to talk about Melissa and Louis. So on New Year's Eve, they spent time together, and they decided that they wanted to go to Times Square to watch the ball drop for their first New Year's Eve together out in the free world. So a lot of fans noticed that Melissa looked very different in the pictures and videos she posted, and that is because these were all taken after Melissa finally got her nose job. So you can see there's a significant difference in the size and slope of her nose. And it does look like it's still a little bit swollen. Apparently people say that takes a few months at least before it starts going down. But you can see a dramatic difference. I think she looks great. I just hope she doesn't turn into like Darcy and Stacy, or like Jasmine from 90 Day Fiancé, where she gets a little bit of plastic surgery and just becomes obsessed with it, because she's already talking about how she wants to get her jaw done. And I don't even think she needs her jaw done. I think she looks perfectly fine. And now I want to talk about Mandy. So Mandy is the one who is with Maurice, who is Jessica's ex, and she has been swearing up and down that her and Maurice have been married since he left Jessica, even though Jessica has admitted that her and Maurice never got divorced. So she posted on her Instagram the other day, and she says, oh, and to clear up something, I saw my marriage is confidential. The chapel where we went, the lady said it had to be a confidential marriage license. I don't know. All I know is a public marriage license requires 4 or more people to be there, and it was only me, him, and our daughter. So therefore, it's not public. Go Google search like y'all do everything else and ask the difference. I have my certificate from the government that shows my marriage is legal and that we're married. I posted it several times, so I'm sure someone has that saved. So at first I was like, I'm not buying that. They probably don't have no confidential marriage license. But I actually looked it up. And in the state of California, it's actually a thing. And it becomes a confidential record. And only the people that got married are able to obtain the records. But as I was doing more research, you have to go under oath. And you have to go under oath and say that if either party was previously married, they'll need to know the date the last marriage ended, and if either party was divorced within the last 90 days, a copy of the final judgment is required. And Maurice is still married. So if this is a thing they actually did, that means he went under oath and said that he was not married anymore when he was, and that's super illegal. And I'm not buying it. I just think this is her trying to come up with any excuse to convince people that she's married to Maurice. I just don't get it. And what's the point of doing a confidential marriage license because it costs more to do it that way? If you're just gonna turn around and post your marriage license on the internet, it does not make any sense. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. I had a few other updates, but I'm gonna save them for my next video. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.